Am I the a-hole for bringing my ex to court after he refused to see our kids because it was racing season? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily content. My ex and I have 2 kids together. We were together for nearly 11 years and split 5 years ago. The first 2 years went fine. He saw the kids every other weekend and checked up on them often. 3 years ago, however, he started dating a girl from the racetrack who happens to race every Thursday and Saturday night. This instantly got him into the gig. During that time, his every other weekend visits were put on hold and he stopped seeing the kids altogether during the racing months. Usually 3 to 5 months at a time, depending on whether and if he could race or not, simply because he and his girlfriend both raced on different days. As I said, she is Thursday and Saturday, he is Wednesday and Friday. Not once has he asked if I could bring the kids to his races. He has also stopped paying child support because all their extra cash goes to fixing up their race cars after races, which apparently becomes over the top expensive. I didn't say anything up until a year ago. I told him I was done making excuses for him and that if he didn't start putting the kids as his top priority, I would be taking him to court. After that, he blocked me off of everything and didn't see them until almost a month ago for the first time in a year, and that was only because we happened to be visiting my cousin and he showed up. He filled the kids' heads with "I've missed you so much, I'm going to start my visits up again, blah blah." Then he went no contact again and has made 0 attempts. So, the courthouse just opened, and as soon as it did, I went down and filed paperwork for full custody, child support and visitation. When we first split up, I told him I would not do this, so I went back on my word. I get a nasty phone call from my ex-mill stating that I was money hungry and that I was trying to stress her precious son out and make him feel bad for having an actual hobby, unlike myself. Yes, she said I have no hobbies. Pretty hard when I'm a single mom of 2 who works 2 jobs just to keep a roof over my babies' heads. He also has been posting on social media saying bitch kept my kids from me and now wants child support for a failed relationship. LMFAO, go figure. I never kept the kids from him. I have loads of texts sent asking him to take them with no response. I think it's justified what I did, but now I'm worried about how it is going to affect my kids, because it's obvious that forcing him to take kids he doesn't want may not be the best option. Am I the a-hole? Be sure you take a screenshot of any derogatory social media posts about you. It will be useful in your custody hearing. NTA. Use the one from the Mr. 2, she's admitting he has money and spends it on racing, knowingly denying his kids child support. If your ex or former mill live in a different state, you should check that their state is also a one-party consent state to be safe. All Lop has to say is, PM recording this phone call. You continuing to talk is giving verbal consent to being recorded. NTA quote from a movie. This is what we call an orgy of evidence. Edit. Added NTA. It's amazing how many assholes wind up getting caught because of social media. You would think people would be quiet about their transgressions, but nope. People will shout from the virtual rooftop that they are cheating to theft to a number of different crimes. Sounds like they had an informal agreement for child support. Problem is, he doesn't get to renege on paying and then whine that she filed in court to force the issue. The baby's need for shelter, food, and clothes, jaff about his expensive ass hobby. Absolutely do this. I work in a law firm. These absolutely can and will be used as evidence. Yup. Save it all. Your kids don't deserve that. You kept your word until he stopped keeping his. He may regret it one day because, unfortunately, your kids will resent him for a long time, if not forever. They will know the truth for themselves. I'm assuming your kids are older as well. I know you said you work 2 jobs, but you may want to see if there are resources around you for therapy for your children. 100% NTA. NTA. And be sure to capture all of those screenshots for your attorney. I'm so sorry for you and your 2 kids. NTA. Yes, add libel to the complaint. FYI, in my local jurisdiction you have to capture everything from the entire day for it to be admissible, so ask your attorney about your local requirements. NTA. He hasn't been paying child support. Provable. He hasn't been taking the kids during his time. Likely provable, but hard to attribute blame. He's not fulfilling his obligations, so you are absolutely right to take him to court. Ignore his social media. It doesn't matter. Ignore his mother. She isn't there making him take the kids. It's all about your kids and their well-being. Don't ignore the social media. Take screenshots. Take screenshots of any post mentioning you. The court will likely find those relevant. NTA document texts, emails, Facebook posts from everyone involved. Take him to court for the child support he hasn't paid. He will be court ordered to cough it up or go have a nice stay in the county jail. Once you have full custody, send an email stating that you will allow him to still see the kids every other weekend. Just email you back to set up a schedule. Proof is key in this process. Bank statements showing no child support deposits, text messages, emails, etc. Good luck. NTA, you can't force him to see the kids, but you and they have every right to demand child support. His expensive hobby gets zero consideration when it comes to financial support. It shouldn't all fall on your shoulders. Exactly. Hey Mill, I'd like to have a hobby too, so why don't you pay for everything the kids need and babysit them too so that I can go fuck around doing whatever I want? I mean, I'm going to need my money for myself, so none left for the kids. Am I doing this right? NTA, and it won't force him to take the kids, at least not in any jurisdiction I've heard of. Parenting time/visitation is given to the non-custodial parent and the custodial must have the kids available for it, but it does not obligate the non-custodial to take them. If he doesn't show up, there's nothing to do about that, except show the court his lack of interest and reduce the time allowed. Holding him accountable for the child support he's choosing not to pay in favor of fixing a car is completely reasonable and does not make you an NTA. Your kids deserve the best that you and your ex can provide. Screw anyone who thinks any differently. Tell your Mill your hobby is being a single mom, and if you have any spare time, you sit and worry how you're going to be a mom and a dad and pay for it all. I wouldn't feel bad in the slightest about going to court. This has nothing to do with you or your ex and everything to do with your kids. Stick to the facts and keep a level head. Good luck. Do what you have to do to make sure your kids stay fed and healthy. If he'd rather put his time and attention elsewhere, then he doesn't have the right to be called a father. Take all evidence, texts, history of visitation, lack of child support, etc. to the hearing with you as well. I hope it goes well. NTA custody situations are all different and usually really tough. I'm also a single mom. I wouldn't force him to see the kids. Even if he has visitation, the courts won't force him to actually see the kids. That's on him to take action to see them. I would be really careful about how you talk to your kids about it though. You want their relationship to squarely live or fall on their father, not you. If you bad talk him in front of them, they may blame you for not allowing him around by your toxic behavior, even though the opposite is true, and you're going out of your way to try to involve the dad. I would get child support no matter what. It's so expensive being the custodial parent. Being the custodial parent means all those little extras that add up, like Valentine's boxes, all the materials that go into that, like when the teachers say hey our class could really use this, like Halloween parties and costumes. My kid has a dietary need, so I always supply her classroom with extra food just for her. I'm the one that takes her to the doc, so co-pays are always on me. All the little things that add up. Yes, I get child support, it's not a lot. It does help. It doesn't cover everything and doesn't equal. I've also been called money hungry, jealous, controlling, all sorts of things for wanting child support and trying to set boundaries. You've just gotta let it roll off your back. At this point nothing you do will please him or his family. You're going to be treated like the monster for sticking up for your kids. You just gotta let that part go and be strong in the fact that you're doing your best for your kids. NTA. So he is a deadbeat dad. NTA, mail him to the wall in court and tell his mother that you are only doing this because he is years behind on support and keeps missing his custody days. He said he would be active in their lives and support them. You therefore agreed to not file custody and child support. He violated the agreement and you responded to make yourself whole. Don't internalize that he is a deadbeat. He paid for those kids. He'll be able to pull out receipts. He was coming to see them. He'll be able to pull out texts arranging visits. He can't do that, so he is going for public opinion. Don't engage in the foolishness. People who actually are there for you and the kids know what the deal is. Everyone is are just spectators looking for a soap opera. Also, you have every right to hang up on grandma. She'll get over it. Oh, you're still watching? You're a beast. Check out these video for more content. Okay, bye.